Hello, Mike. Buonasera, Mike. Let's put this
Hello.
this way. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. How you doing? You good?
Pretty good in this Bulgarian summer. Pretty hot, pretty classic.
What's
stuff.
Bulgarian summer like?
Summer life, hot, pretty hot, no wind.
Humid?
Just not that much actually. It's not like in my hometown in Fiumicino in Rome, which was by the sea. So, but now for now, good. Everything is good, and pretty happy to see you, Mike. Even if stuff didn't went so well, right? As we were expecting to, dreaming to, expecting to.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think you and I spoke just after the game, and we said, this is the life of an Italian fan. Like nothing is given. So hey, there's a lot for us to talk about in that game, I think.
Yeah. First of all, how is it possible that the footage was so bad? We were speaking about this before starting. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, for
a test, people waking up.
Well, also the way I'm thinking about it as well is like obviously points were on offer on that game as well. So no TMO, right? Take that aside. Quality was bad, right? Take that aside. How are people meant to review, footage on, officiating or review footage on players when there clearly was only like 2 cameras in the stadium? So.
Why there's no the individual performance of Gallagher at the debut?
Because you can't find it, right?
I'm not able to do it with a good quality. And then all those cuts in the middle, you cannot do it. I did a lot of other debut. Linag, Tom, and stuff. Josh Shadoway for Wales, but I wasn't able to do the Italians one because it was crap. I didn't make any video. And the thing that is crazy, Quesada said that there wasn't internet neither there, so he was just on like where the bench were, so he wasn't able to be in the box with a connection, recording, having back the streaming. Nothing. I think was also
the GPS wouldn't have worked either. Then, like they would have had nothing. Blind.
They should call Elon Musk some Starlink stuff. See how it goes. Some Prime on the side. From Logan Paul, and it's done. But hey.
Yeah, I just
man. That first of all, bad day because you wake up at 5. I wake up at 7.
I was up at 3 anyway, but we moved.
We moved. So that sucked. The video sucked. The result and the performance sucked. So, what should we start? Because then we have Tonga, but we're gonna speak about Tonga later on. But for now, just let's review the game. I don't know. Do you have a personal unsung hero of the game? Literally.
Yeah, I mean, there's like we were just saying there. Out of the positives, there were a couple of players that were pretty stand out for Italy in a very mediocre performance. And I think, for me, I thought Monti had a good game, and obviously Gallagher had a very good game. And, I think those are 2 players that stood out. I think, we were bullied a little bit, let's be honest.
Yakitsi, a little from the bench, good impact. Spagnolo.
Yeah, Spagnolo was brilliant when he came on. Yeah, I remember that carry was stunning. But I think, for me, I think it goes to show how important the physical side of the game still is, right? I know people talk about having players that impact subs and all that stuff. It goes to show what happens even at, perceptively, like a tier 2 side playing against us when they win the contact. Like you can't win games without the contact. You can't win games without good set piece. And yeah, it's just tough little day. I think like there's a lot of lessons to be learned though, which is a positive, right? Like minus the performance, there's a lot of lessons that I think the players could take from that game. So, yeah. I mean, what were your thoughts? What were your thoughts if you had to summarize?
I agree with you about the players, starting from those two. I like it. I add Jakits in Spaniolo that, but let's say it's not enough. Marin didn't came in, and if let's talk first half. Okay, first half they start really like smashing, attacking hard the line, and after that we try to take the measures because we were able to score that those two tries, but also we really too easy was the Awong try, the second try they scored. The first one I don't know what happened because you see the footage. You see Vincent moving really fast up the line, but you don't know what happened inside. Only the players and the people in at the stadium knows what happened there, because there's no footage that shows us why D'Angelo Leguila was able to go through the defensive line.
Went straight through, didn't it?
Second was too easy, because the second one, why it's too easy, because it's a move that we have seen so many times in the last 2-3 years. Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, everybody did it. Benetton did it twice. In that try, you don't want to give that try in that way. There, the position of Vincent closing too much, leaving the space, not the folding around the rack. So a lot of stuff happening together. But then the second half, man, was bad. Let's talk about the second half. Really frustrating because they scored 21 points in the second half. And that gave you the difference, 12-18 half time, and then 33-25. I mean, we scored that try, but nothing else.
They managed the game better than us.
Absolutely, that was an issue. Game management under a lot of pressure, physical pressure, climate pressure. We knew it was going to happen like that because we were in Auckland. With 10 Celsius degrees less than Samoa. Now seems fresher in Tonga, so maybe
we need to acclimatize. I think we said it at the start of, last week. There's so many different factors that people just think, you get on a plane and you're there for a week and then you play the team, but like it's also playing at 3 p.m. our time and playing at 5 a.m. our time. To acclimatize to that over, let's face it, a couple of days, because obviously they traveled, like you said, to Auckland and then they had to travel in, right? So they lose 2 days there. It like stuff like that does factor in, and I know we highlighted it before the game. We were like, okay, well, there's sleep schedules, there's external stuff like the climate, there's pitch, there's so many different factors that you have to factor in. And I think I said, let's hope that we show as a federation the professionalism that an England would show, or a France would show, or someone like that, where we're trying to mitigate as much of those external things as we can as a federation to put us in a good place. And I'd be really interested to see sort of how much of those pressures, how much of those external stuff was an issue for our players. I'd love to hear that. But you're right. It's just one of those. It was one of those games where it had to happen. It either happens now or it happens a little bit later on. And
right,
I think
it's the first real challenge for Quesada, because he came from really positive, our best Six Nations. So nothing to say that. And I agree with the choice about the players anyway. I know you want to give a sign, like a signal to everybody. You want to say, hey, if we want to play, we want to be the best, and let's also honor the game against Samoa, playing with the best team as possible. My opinion was the right choice. We were loaded of good players. We got Negri and Capoz out, but the rest was the team that probably usually can play more. So I was a little bit upset after this. If you think about how many tackles Lamaro did during the Six Nations, for example, Izagor, how many did it? And then our best tackler was Vincent with 12. So something really average in the talking about tackles.
I just don't understand how we couldn't get set in defense though. Like they made so many, even in the first half, they made so many yards off scramble defense. Our scramble, it's like we forgot. We just. I mean, you obviously got better eye than I do. Like, did you catch anything as to why we struggled so much with our scramble? Because that's where they were making yards.
Okay, line out the scrum. Those two things. Scrum, more or less, we were able to get a couple of penalties. They did it too, but I think was more how good they were organizing the maul, defensive maul, because they stop us many times. I know at the end there was that big issues about great maul by us, but then we missed the third line out. With Lucchesi, and then we miss another one 10 minutes after with Zarantonello. Unlucky. Zarantonello twice, they scored once and we didn't score before, so a lot of issues there, but hey, that's the game. If you were going to throw the last dart properly, everybody knows the ball were going to Ruzza in the front. The third one, you throw it in the front at the end. You don't try more long stuff. You don't bet on that. You go on timing. McFarland, not a great game, but he was able to. So I mean, more there. And the impact, track situation a little bit, but our mistakes, Mike, so many mistakes.
But I mean, like for me, and this is probably something that you noticed as well. They were so effective with their offloading, like so effective, and I wonder if this is where, the remnants of the Goose and defense, maybe like this is where it struggles a little bit with when you're doubling up on tackles and they're able to offload through contact. It's creating space. So if they're getting quick like offloads, which they were getting a lot of offloads, particularly in the first half, right? I wonder if that. Here we go. Stats.
Yeah, from rugbypass.com, because only there I found it this time. With the video like that, I didn't start doing it at all because come on, no. So let's take this. So look at the numbers. Turnover loss, so many turnovers, 11, almost the double. Last minute in possession, that the game management, and we fail. Talking about those mold, those line out, not taking points. Sometimes there was maybe an easy option, just to move the clock, move the score, and start again, pinpointing them down in the field. But we never went for the 3 easy points after we were pushing with the line out. Quesada said, "I want the points." The team said, "Let's go throw the line out and let's mold them." Then we failed in that. 64% of possession there. Line out, 19 line out. Tell me one line out that was really accurate at the end, because a lot of times during this match we were in a situation where set piece, starting from set piece, even the delivery from the top of the line out was bad sometimes. So you lose tempo. We lost a ball when Menoncello moved back, the ball goes behind. The pass was from Varney. There I said, "Come on, don't move yourself. Attack there and let's reload and kick them back." And they almost scored in that situation.
Yeah, that's from the Issaquah mid-pod line-out, right? Is that the one we were talking about? Yeah. So either there was an overthrow or the lifters didn't get Issaquah because he was bending backwards. The ball's bending backwards, which means that when he threw it, it was over the head of Varney. And then because it was over the head of Varney, it meant that he couldn't release the ball. So then
he didn't pass left-right. He passed right-left with the back at the goal line.
Which means Menoncello overran the thing. It's the little details, isn't it? We talk about, like, I actually don't know whether it was an overthrow or if the lifters didn't get Issaquah up in time. But like those things where he's leaning backwards to catch the ball, which means he threw the ball too high. Like those little things. It's chain reaction, isn't it? Just needs one thing to go wrong, but it's how you react to it. And I think that's still unfortunately where we need to gain a bit more experience. It's just how do we react to those situations, you know?
We said about the weather, Phantom. We are online, of course, on Twitter and on YouTube. We said that the weather was something different about like the gap 20 degrees more. You have to acclimatize in a different way, but also the situation, because we said that the day before there was some rain, humidity, so we made a lot of like mistakes. Think about the Linag when he was able to have a line break, then le wheel out to ala, they like French tap on the French ankle tap, and then the knock on when he went on the ground. Couple of times.
It just looked like a horrible game to have to play like that.
We look tired, actually.
I agree with that. We do look a bit tired, right? We did look a bit tired, and I think this is where I was talking about the travel, right? We're playing at 5 a.m. in the morning, right? 4 a.m. Italiani, like until something that we're used to playing at 3 p.m. or 4, you know, like it's a big difference. And if you, when did they fly out? They flew out on the Monday, and then they had to fly out Samoa on the Thursday. That's 2 days to try and learn how to play, like, 10 hours before you would normally play, when you would probably still be asleep. So yeah, I'm interested to see how much the boys actually managed to adapt. But then also, that's professional rugby, that's professional sport. So like, that's the trade-off. If we want to be a tier 1 nation and we want to impose, we need to find ourselves winning games where, you know, we've struggled in the past because of like all of those different factors. So I think, you know, whether or not, it's sort of irrelevant, right?
Whether or not, it's true, because we don't have excuses, because Tonga is going to be the same situation, more or less, same style. So
no excuses.
No. What do you think about the fact that Garbisi played the 80 minutes and Marin didn't enter? You agree with that price?
No.
Or maybe you need a fresh, I don't know, a fresh brain that could cool down, like ready to.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Like, I think if you bring a player, especially a player that's been out for a while and shown a lot of promise at the end of the season, you probably try and play him, right? Whether you're going to play him at fly half or you find space for him, you find space for him. Like, we know what we're going to get from Garbisi. We knew what we got out of Garbisi that game. And I think actually,
the third one, Montemauri, is in Parma now. He's in pre-season. He's not in Auckland with the team.
Yeah, like, well, the problem is, right, when are we, if Tommy, if this is the last, you know, we saw Tommy Allen in the Six Nations, who are we going to blood? We can't play Garbisi 80 minutes every single game. What happens if he gets injured, right? So yes, I understand why he didn't do it, because it was, you know, an important point of the game, and, you know, Quesada probably wants to show that he believes in Garbisi and stuff, all of that good stuff. He's done it probably for all the right reasons, but
there is more. There is more. You mentioned Tommy Allen. Well, Allen, 89.6% accuracy, is the second one in the all top 14. The first one is Hugo Royce, 91.5. Third position for Camille Lopez, 88.1. In the middle, Tommy Allen.
I believe it. Like, yeah, no, we saw what he was. I feel like the end of beginning of this season, midway this season, but beginning of this season to midway this season, that's where he really started to find his game. And I think this is the best version of Tommy that we've seen. And unfortunately, he doesn't or can't play for Italy because of like family pressures. So we're losing a lot.
Mike, too. He's playing 15 really well in the top 14 now, for example, which is something crazy to think, right? Because we always saw him like as a 10, but also running is good.
Well, that's 15. I'm less concerned about him at 15, right? Especially now that we've seen what Gallagher can do at test level, which I know, you know, you can argue sort of the level that they played at, but he played well.
But that is probably the best news of the weekend for me. Gallagher, how he managed. We saw the long booth. for the Gerbisi try, for example, was really a really bomb when he kicked there. He has position. He tried to be involved a lot in the game. Linux seems like he played with us for a long time. Which is,
yeah. He's got some decent rugby IQ, that boy. Yeah, man, I'm quite happy with that sort of stuff, to be honest. I'm not too bothered about the about the 15 situation, because I think, Pani comes back. We've got Gallagher. We could potentially put Marin there. I think we're sort of more or less covered. Push comes to shove as well. Montemari comes back, and we can try and jig something around with that. But yeah, I'm not worried about
today. I saw one of the reels by Zebre, and you see Montemauri, the pod, and you see behind Jesse, not in a usual position or as a wing. So I'm interested into the new role, probably because he used to be a 10. Then he's been moved to on the left wing. He stayed there. He asked also to Rosselli to move to play as a fullback too. And now I saw that picture and surprised me. I said, "Oh, okay, let's see if he's gonna be a fullback too. So maybe a chance more to play." But the one in front of his family, actually, there was also Digby Ioane there, and all the family. Was probably one of the freshest, but he didn't play a lot of rugby during this season. Probably that is a component. Maybe it's because he's from that area. He knows really well. He feels different the game. Like I think a Faiva, if he was playing a Faiva, maybe he was feeling the game different. He was more comfortable with the atmosphere around the pitch. But who knows? Shall we move to Tonga, Mike? And think about
let's do it. But just before you do, though, I did want to make one thing, right? So obviously we spoke about Brunello really quickly. I'd love to be a fly on his wall, wouldn't you? Just to see sort of what he's talking about and how that man's working. Yeah, like you said, Jazzy at fullback, right? Potentially. Okay, cool. I'd love to just sort of understand what he's doing before. But anyway, yeah, Tonga, let's go.
Tonga, let's go. So I will just remind everybody something. So let's do with the skit.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Drop us a follow on X, former Twitter, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. You can listen for Fratelli D-Rugby podcast on Spotify and every other platforms. We also have a group chat on WhatsApp. So message us to join the family.
And here we go again. And if you like this podcast, give us a like. Rate us if you want, but rate us. Tonga. Okay, so shall we start talking about Ikaletai Tonga?
Let's do it. So you've got some stats, as you expect.
From digging, try to look, because that surprised me. It's a really new team. Why? Let's see the team, and I'm gonna try to show you some names. There are some names into the Tonga team. Let me open it up a little bit. So these cutie guys, 13, not 14. I put 13, but Tameifuna is in the team. So he's still in the team. Bordeaux. And is there, but look all the players that are missing. Fifita, Luis, Stephen Murphy, Fifita, the other one, Alaifonua, he played 3 games of the Rugby World Cup, Vailano, Glasgow Warriors, Agustin Pulu, William Avili, the 10, and the other 10. There's no Pitaki, no George Moala, no Solomon Ekata, no Charles Putau, and if we have to say, neither Folau, if we want to put another name. In the squad from the Rugby World Cup squad to the new call-up, there is Kolautamanji, Tameifuna, the props, Coleman in the second row. He played for Bordeaux, so probably is one of the more tired with Tameifuna, both for Bordeaux. They played the final like Capozzo. Manu Paea, number 9, Malakai Fekitoa, and Fine Inisi, which was put as a winger. during the World Cup, but then he's been moved in the new call as a center. So that is the thing. And they have a lot of 15 uncapped players in the team. So they lost completely, let's say, the big names. Fifita, Solomone Kata, even David Avili, the Moana Pacifica number 10. They lose a lot of experience, so they are literally rebuilding the team because
I'm surprised that we're not seeing Pellegrini as well, just because of how well he played at the World Cup.
Right. There is Stefuli Paea in the centers too. So wondering if the center pair of Tonga is gonna be Paea Fekitoa. Could be. Could be something like that.
Zebre Benetton.
Zebre Benetton. It's funny to think, but it can be a chance. They also understand the language, which is not something to live there and not thinking about. They can hear, they can feel, they can communicate differently, and they know the players really well because they know the Benetton players.
Yeah.
And everything. So on that side, Tonga is like I don't know how to explain, because also the new players are they're not only young players, they're also like experienced 27 years old players as the other hooker, but I don't know what to expect. They change everything too. They change coach, everything. So,
I think that adds another layer to this particular tour. What you said, we don't know what to expect, therefore the analysts in Italy won't know what to expect. They're probably struggling to find footage on some of these players to try and build some sort of profile. So like that professionalism that we're used to from that side as well is almost like, well, you're just going to have to go out and feel it, right? You're just going to
like 15, 20 years ago style.
You're just going to have to work out.
You have to go and you have to look at them. But hey, think about, so the team is going to be Tonga style, hard. They're gonna try to fast, playing chaos, put everything in the impact, everything into the breakdown. Still a lot of ball, hard defense. So maybe not so organized, but hard defense.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. I didn't focus too much on our defense, partly because it was really hard to keep an eye on it with everything that was going on. But did you notice any change from like obviously the post Goosen era? Like, is there something that you've noticed?
Man, my eyes didn't see anything because the footage was so bad.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, no worries, because that's what I'm really going to be looking forward to. Hopefully
we try to cover more in general. I think we keep that idea to
double tackle,
keep reorganizing some double tackles to try to go down, but in general was poor, like physically poor, our performance. I think that's why you don't see that a lot of dominance. They were focusing on that. They did it well. We need more, but that we need every time more, because we have to be used to an high level of performance, high standard of performance.
Standard is good word.
That is, we have to pull the bar up and keep it up there. Because this is the first time we go down in, let's say, in a long time. Which 5 games for us is a long time, because in general we were that bad this time.
Yeah, I'm with you. So what are you expecting from us against Tonga then, I suppose?
So I was thinking, what are you with me giving another chance to Zarantonello from the bench?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of dropping players when they've had a bad game. Especially not in like if it's in a tournament and you need to, fine, but that should be a last ditch thing. I'm not a big fan of like dropping players.
Okay. On the other side, for example, our center didn't play that well. So did you expect a change there, or you're gonna keep the Brexoncello?
No, we know what we can expect from Brex and Menoncello. I'd be quite happy to see some different combination. That'd be interesting. I wouldn't be upset about that at all.
So my question is, who are you gonna change in the team?
Okay.
Seb Negri back in for Itzagor?
Seb comes in, yeah, 100% Seb is in. We struggle with that dominance in attack, and we know what Seb is going to give. So yeah, Seb in for sure. But then also, right, this might be a game where Izakor sort of excels in, right? That he might find more space in this game. He might, like, there's always that option. Do you know what I mean? Like, so for me, Seb goes in just because what we lacked last week was physicality. So what we need to bring this week is physicality, and he is physical, right? So that's my mentality.
Okay.
So Seb in. I'd start with Spaniolo as well, just because of how bullish he was when he came on as well. Let Fisco play against tired legs.
Okay, against Tameifuna, interesting call there.
Hey man, I'm honestly, like, in terms of if we the game for us, right, is normally dictated in the first 20 minutes. We will lose a game in the first 20 minutes. We know that, right? There'll be a point where, you know, in years past, same with Zebre this year to an extent, they'll let, 20 points ship, 25 point ship, and then we start playing. We can't do that against teams. We did that against Samoa. Like, we can't go 14-7 down and then kick a couple of pennies, go 14-11 or whatever it is, right? So we can't do that. So we need to play from the start as if we want to win the game.
So a lot of pragmatism, even taking the threes.
For sure, taking it. When did we become this nation that could afford not to take threes? Like, when did we become this arrogant nation where we thought we could bully people in the corner? Like, we need to take of course we take the threes. Georgia, right? Georgia will take three all day long. They will take three. They don't care about tries, and they win games that way. When did we become that team? Like, we're not that team yet.
So Seb in. Who are you gonna drop in the back row? Because somebody has to go out. You have Itzagor, Vincent, Cannone, Lam, and Zuliani. Itzagor out of the 23.
No, sorry, starting.
Okay. So who is gonna be out? Vincent or Cannone? Because the numbers are there. If you keep Zuliani and Itzagor, yeah, that's why the point. Who is getting dropped?
I'll tell you why. Okay, fine. Right, I'll tell you why. I would say, well, Seb's injured anyway, right? Like, why Seb is injured?
Should be okay. Should be okay.
Stop playing this game with me. Seb's injured,
no,
right?
No. Okay, easy.
You know
okay.
what? Fine. I'll message.
How are you? Seb, how are you?
How you feeling, mate? Right? We're having a discussion about if you're playing this week, but
there's some rib stuff going on, but I think it's good.
Well, hey, listen, different horses for different courses. It's not about, who deserves to be dropped. It's about who is going to benefit the team more.
Okay, but still the numbers.
Zuliani plays because he's physical, right? Lamaro plays because he's physical, right? Negri plays because he's physical. So then we have to look at who's more physical out of Cannone, Vincent, and Izakor. And then it's hard to argue, Izakor's not up there because of the amount of tackles that he made. But then you look at, like, Vincent every time he's played for Italy has been one of the best performing tacklers, right? So does he deserve to go? No, it's a tough one, but for me it's who is going to be more physical. And I think out of those three, I think Vincent's probably more physical than Cannone, and I think he's more physical than Izakor, if I had to be objective, because he plays for Exeter, who are forward dominant side. Like, they're just constantly, like, it's a grindy game. And having someone that can play like that's my logic behind it. Okay. Whether it's flawed or not, I don't know. But that's my logic.
I got it. For me, I don't know why I feel this game is gonna start Cannone more than I have this feeling, nothing else. Of a feeling, and it's hard to understand who's gonna be dropped there. That's really interesting. Yagitsi was good, so I think Yagitsi is gonna be still from the bench, and Nicolo Cannone and Ruzza, the pair, is going to be there. I don't think there's going to be big changes. You think Zambonin is going to get into this game? I don't think so. Because then those are the names we have.
Can I be honest with you? Right, I watched back the game, like the first half of the game today. Why does he not deserve a shot? Like we didn't have stellar.
Okay,
we didn't have. Why not? Right, we're talking about physicality. Right, we lacked physicality. Right, I'm not saying he's a physical player because he's not. Like stature-wise, he's not overly physical. But we're not losing physicality by putting him on. So I think I would love to see him and Yakitsi start. Why not? They're going to have to start sooner or later, right?
Okay, so you want to keep like the backs same, and maybe from because that is the situation. You're going to start with Capozzo or Capozzo from the bench and drop Marin. So Pagerello, Marin from the bench, Garbisi, Capozzo from the bench, and keep Gallagher in. You see how tricky are these little situations where you want to see the best, but you think also in a week we're gonna play Japan. So this is really tricky now because
for me, right, the best isn't always the best players that we have at our disposal. The best is the best players for that team. And we know that the Pacific Islanders play a very different style to Japan. Japan are going to be playing very quick. They're going to try and recycle the ball really quickly, and they're going to try and get it wide as quickly as possible. The same way we play, basically.
They won against Maori All Blacks this week. I will watch the game.
Right. So they want to play in a style which is similar to us, right? So if we want to play our speedsters and stuff, we do have to find time to play them. I agree. But playing them against a Tongan side, which could potentially damage them as well, isn't the right place to play them. So back to my original point. Sometimes the best players, right, aren't the best players that you pick. It's the best players for that team. And I think we go in with a physical team that dominates them. If not, it's going to be a long day for us. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it makes sense. It's interesting to think who's gonna also like give more physicality during the week to understand who's is ready, mentally ready for this game more.
Can I be honest with you?
The challenge
example
inside the team
would be if we're not going to drop Zarantonello because we want to give him another chance, right? Let's get Nicotera to start. Or so because we know what he's going to do.
Yes, Il Mulo, come no?
Why not?
Va bene.
We know. So
and then we know that probably the third game, the Japan game, is gonna be Lucchesi Nicotera. Fine. So that
agree.
That turnover, the Hooker cycle, it sounds for me. So you give 2 games to Zarantonello, you start understanding how he can play, and the third one you go hard. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So, prop, you said that Menoncello, Spagnolo, Fischietti. Riccioni is gonna play this game.
Needs to find game time. Yeah, I would play him.
Okay, Riccioni, Ferrari or Zilocchi?
No, Ferrari,
Riccioni. Okay, perfetto. Behind 9, Varney Pagerello.
I'd like to see Pagerello start. Because he doesn't start many games. I want to see him start.
Okay, and who's gonna start from the bench? Garbisi. So then you can choose the best. Okay, interesting.
So Marin be the utility, yeah?
Marin but if Marin is utility, you're gonna drop
Capozzo.
Capozzo drop for this game.
Yeah,
for Japan.
Different horses for different. We need him for Japan. Like we need one of our best players for Japan.
Okay. And then the centers are what we are.
Centers I struggle with because I also understand.
We need to mention Odiase, because this can be an Odiase game. May. Okay. But the game, we have not all those positions, those seats free in the bench. But anyway, let's see. Okay.
You know what? Let's just scrap everyone. Let's get the under-20s right to fly from South.
And hopefully they're gonna bring some rain, right?
That's right.
They have to bring rain.
We do have to talk about that at some point as well. What a victory!
We will at the end of the 3 games. Okay, that's it, Mike. 40 minutes strong on this, and I think Zanam Menoncello, the call of Phantom, 12-13. So Menoncello goes 13. Hard and physical. Let's do that too. Mike, some quick takeaway about the games. The other games.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing it chronologically. So England next, yeah. Oh, wow.
Nice the way you see that defense starting to push more. The second half, a little bit of like kicking game struggle, but Furbank played well at the end, I think.
Oh, yeah, he was
I was expecting some like Freeman surprised me. Mitchell is so good, and the back row is so young. The back row still, because Underhill is still 27.
Yeah,
Cunningham's out is ready to damage people.
Well, that's it. My mates were asking me like what my thoughts, and I was like, I think we're going to learn a lot about a lot of players this game. I think we learned a lot about Finn Baxter. I think we learned a lot about Cunningham himself. I think we learned a lot about Marcus Smith this game.
And if you don't know George Martin, I love him.
Oh, mate, he is a thug, isn't he? I love those thuggish players, and he's so busy. Like even was it their first try where it goes to the corner, and he's the one chasing back, trying to make the tackle. Like he's just a workhorse. We've got a mauler, they've got a workhorse. Like he's right. Mate, he's different grade. He's actually genuinely could be world class. Like genuinely could be world class. So yeah, I'm really interested to see sort of how they do this week. Obviously, we're speaking very quickly off air. Razor's a little bit upset with the speed of play of England, and you know, I saw quite a few comments saying, "Welcome to."
They play faster than usual. If it was World Cup, come on. I was at the stadium for that England-Argentina game, and man, I saw more kicks there than in my life.
All I'm saying is, Rugby Champions happening soon, and then we'll see. Then we'll see if he complains against the South Africans or not.
On the other side, I like Perofeta because I'm a Blues fan and I like him. So I was happy to see him playing, and had a couple of really good moments during the game. And then they did the upgrade, bringing Barrett. It was really fresh. You can see him.
I love their
smart playing.
Their winger, is it Luatua? Is that right?
They have oh my god, Zebre is on the one side. Oh my god, Telea.
That's it.
Telea with those pick and go, man.
He's like another flanker. Like, mate, he's just so. Have you ever seen a winger that busy?
Well, like I saw the season, but yeah, it's a classic now. That is something that the All Blacks try to do every time, even with the other one, Caleb Clark right. Too. Those pick and go around when they arrive, boom. Right when Reese did the same. So really well. Retallick and Barrett was really good. Also the Scott Barrett, good stuff in general from there.
What are you expecting this week coming from them?
Oh, I would like to see England winning one game.
But are you expecting more of the same? Like, do you think it's going to be hammer and tong? Like, England are going to be the hammer, and New Zealand are going to be the anvil, or do you think
no? New Zealand is going to try to play like it's going to be, because if they can create chaos into that defense, they're able to play after the. Like behind the defense, and that's great for them. They have a lot of trick, so and they feel like so relieved. The style of play seems like for the New Zealand tour. They need to Slade still need to adjust more in that defense position, more Kriel-esque, more closing the gate, more South African style. But I like that.
Yeah, I'm yeah, mate, I was super impressed. Actually, you know, a player that I never give much credit because I thought is a lot of hype. I thought Ollie Lawrence was brilliant, mate. Some of the kicks, like he's developing like, yeah, he's developing like as a really well-rounded player, particularly the kicks. That grubber, where he finds that sort of yard of space and he grubbers it through.
No, he's getting better and better. That guy.
He's starting to look more like Tuipulotu. Do you know what I mean? If we're saying
Tuipulotu, those Aki hands, kicks, and charge.
Yeah. If we're saying right, he's the 12 that most people want, right? Like in terms of an archetype 12. He's getting there, man. He could be a really, really interesting player for England. As much as like I know it's nothing new and people have been saying it for years. I never believed it, but this game I learned a lot about him as well. So that's cool.
Any other takeaway from other games that you would like to share with me and all the people? 95 people.
Hey, listen, we've got to talk about the other games. We've got to. There's no ifs or buts, but. Which game do you want to go to first? Do you want to go to?
I'll go with my friends. The South Africa Ireland game.
Yeah. Okay. I have been very excited to speak to you about this game. We haven't spoken a word about this game, have we?
No. Wide, more movement, more Tony Brown in the style. Yes, attacking from behind the half line. Yes. Shape of attack, interesting shape with those players, the split in the middle like Crowley. Remember the 4 men in the middle, a lot of that, and then switch on a 3-3-2, 4-2 changing, Colisi Dutoy together. I like that the fact that they try more and more.
You literally you bleed South Africa, don't you? Like it's blue first, and then like
man, it's interesting. It's so interesting the way they want with an attacking coach like that. So also you keep the aerial game, you keep your strength, but you're adding other weapons because you are trying to play wide, a lot more offloads. And that's surprising because every time the stereotype about South Africa is the forwards, but look at the forwards if they can move and run with the ball too, what they can do. Some players are outstanding at the moment. Come on, he's bowling people. He bowled twice Romano. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Mate,
but it's a game that was able to go in both ways for me, even for Ireland, I would say.
Yeah, so, the Irish were brilliant, mate. I actually, right, and
Osborne, man, was good.
Yeah,
the fullback.
Yeah, mate. I thought, like, I completely agree. Like for me, it felt like the longer it went on, the more Ireland could win the game. If that makes sense. Like it always feels like with Ireland, if they're in the fight, they'll find a way to win. It just so happens that they found like a really like resilient, really sturdy South African side. But man, like some of those impacts. Some of those impacts, like Khaleesi on, was it Henshaw?
Henshaw, yeah, with that run that he was trying to do. He did it multiple times in the last game. So, yep,
mate, like just the collisions, man. I was so impressed. I'm actually, that's the game. As much as I loved England, New Zealand, and I was very excited for that game, just because of, you know, I was working the APAC hours and I'm hearing a lot about what like the Kiwis were saying whilst I've been working and stuff. So I was like, right, cool. Like they're really excited about that, which made me excited. I'm so excited about Ireland, South Africa. I'm so excited about that game.
It's nice to see. Now I'm looking forward for what they're gonna do with the injuries, Ireland in general, because that is something different. I want to see also some switch if they're gonna try. Okay, we won the first. No matter what, Loftus is safe. Nobody won there. Now, Ngomezulu maybe is gonna play some way somehow because I love that player. I want to see New Zealand playing Willems, Ngomezulu 10-15, 15-10, whatever.
South Africa.
I want to see them in that way, and I want to see when and how both teams will change from here to the next year, because it's crucial now what they have to bring.
Yeah, they're both aging teams. That's the really interesting thing, isn't it? Because most teams will have like a point post World Cup where they'll they'll go for a refresh, or they'll start introducing some players in certain positions. And poor Casey, he got battered around the park a little bit, but he's a good example.
A Drakkar following him.
Yeah. Poor soul, man. But that was almost like a forced change. Neither team really make too much like aggressive changes like post World Cup, do they? They do it slowly, they do it purposefully. It's not like a Faz, I'm gonna start afresh like Wales have done, right? Like it's just okay, we're gonna be slightly more methodological. Oh, I can't even speak. But yeah, we're gonna try and put more method behind it and try and slowly change the team. So yeah, interesting, man.
One thing, we're 15 minutes in, a couple of two things. First of all, because we didn't say anything at the beginning, how silly is a drunk French guy in Buenos Aires to go around and deciding to turn on Instagram and speaking with using those silly words? Come on. I mean, Jaminet, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Like,
mate, too much sangria, my friend. Just too much sangria.
That's crazy. So now I want to see him and Mohamed Awas in the same elevator. Close them in a room, and then let's talk about who will be.
Like, hasn't he been like?
Yes, of course. That's why. Bad and worst and bad. Now you choose who's the bad, who's the worst there. But anyway, that's silly. But keeping about that is also the hook to speak about France in general. How good was France? Of course, Argentina wasn't the best team in the field. You take off two names: Chocobares, Cinti, Lavanini. Okay, three names there. I think France was really, really good.
They were comfortable, man. They looked so.
How good was
so
Frisch playing for France? Like he played there for years.
The Irishman.
Yeah, the Irishman. The Irishman, exactly. Yeah, Albornoz played more. Bazan Velez played more. If we have to think about the Argentinian franchise in Europe, which is Benetton, with Gallo, Bazan, Albornoz.
What I find really surprising about that, and again, like you probably have slightly more insight about it than I do, is the amount Argentina opted to kick against France. If you're going to kick that much against France, the kicks have to be pretty fucking good. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be. I just found that so interesting. They opted to play so much with the foot. I know, obviously, they do tend to kick a lot, but they didn't against England in the World Cup, from what I can remember.
No, they tried to attack more against England, of course. Because they were the superiority.
What do you think? Because obviously it's a new era for Argentina, so there's still like
first Pontepommi game, man, they're missing Sclavi too in the front row, and I think they did what they were able to. But if you play with Orlando played with Newcastle, but now he's playing Miami Sharks, so that is that you want better player. Bazan Velez, okay, but he arrived now playing highest level. He played more team games with Argentina in general that he never played in URC, but he played a lot of cups there. He played for Rovigo before, so it's interesting to see what they want to bring, because the key there is understanding how to play together. Albornoz, Carreras 15, and when Boffelli came back to Gonzalez Samso is another team. But for now, for the championship, you have to find a good balance within them. 10, 15, understand each of them the role. But I was happy that Carrera stays in the field and went to at fullback with Albornoz 10. So that probably is the combination that has to work more. Understand a little bit.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on all of that, and I think actually it's going to be really interesting to see how they play in the next game. I think it's going to be like a good measurement of the coaching ability. I think actually one thing that I was thinking about this morning is with every Northern Hemisphere team, bar France, obviously losing this summer series, right? Other than obviously Scotland, but they played a Northern Hemisphere team. It's really going to show the ability of the Northern Hemisphere coaches in the second game to see how we can bounce back, right? Like how many lessons were learned and how many lessons were were learned really, like and implemented for the second game. So it's going to be interesting to see sort of on the other side, you know, how good a coach Argentina have and how they look to move past this French side. So I'm excited to see sort of this weekend. It's going to be a really interesting one. And I mean, there's a couple more games to touch upon. Quick words on Australia. Quick words on that.
Good for Australia. You see some improvement already. How the way they want to keep the tempo in attack. Some situation. Wales. Good. I don't know Wales. That I can say. No, I don't want to say more because I watched it once, but I want to rewatch it too. I watched it live, but then I didn't rewatch it. The other games I rewatched it. But Tom Lynagh start, nothing exception, like normal stuff that the 10 has to do, even international debutants. So Wright was really in good shape. The number 15, Tom Wright.
Yeah.
And was the debut of Josh Hathaway that I like him. He played with confidence and it's interesting that. So let's see next week who's going to be more clinical in general in all the games, because everybody wants to be better in some stuff. So they have to accuracy, and we have to be accurate, but even performance better. That's the point for us, which is what counts at the moment.
For sure. It's all about the performance, isn't it? Speaking of, wonderful performance against Australia, the under-20s. Congratulations, boys.
Under the rain, they did it again against Australia. It's a crazy group because Ireland was almost losing against Georgia. Georgia was almost taking another big name down, surprisingly. So we go into this game is going to be all or nothing. Some changes, Zanandrea on the wing. But hey, let's see, because they changed and went well. Now they changed already, but seems like in a good mood. Good for them because it's the beginning of a new cycle for the coaches. They have to understand more players and stuff. Cado just won. And talking about James Faiva, the former fly half of Petrarca, he probably is going to be the 10 against us for Tonga, which is surprising.
Oh, really?
Yes, because he's been called again, James Faiva. And man, Riera went to Rouen. Joaquin Riera from Benetton.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw that earlier. That's mental, isn't it?
Right, I was thinking there was more space for him somewhere else in Italy. I wasn't thinking he was leaving, but hey, money calls sometimes and challenge call, because Pro D2 is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm with you,
man.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, shall we go close on this freezing?
Oh, have I frozen? Yeah. Let's close on that, mate. Let's close on that. But listen, pleasure.
Pleasure for me, Mike. Forza Italia, and see you after the game and see what's going on. And if you want to join us on WhatsApp and everything, just text us, message us everywhere, and we're able to let you join the Fratelli Rugby family on WhatsApp. Drop us a like, a follow, everything. And Mike, see you next time.
See ya. Ciao.